We're right here at the home at 360 North Rockingham Drive in Brentwood, California. This is where OJ famously retreated and where he surrendered to the authorities after giving us one of the craziest and most memorable television moments in history. And this is the place where he came after he was acquitted. Let's get into the history of this place. Simpson bought the home in 1977 for the amount of $650,000. Him and Nicole Brown Simpson were married at this place in 1985. In 1997, Simpson had to put this 5-bedroom home for auction, and he had to sell it to the bank for $2.6 million. A year later, in 1998, an investor bought the property for $3.95 million. But this new owner had to change the address because he didn't want it associated with anything having to do with OJ. It's now, quote, 380 North Rockingham Drive. And it was eventually sold in 2005 for the amount of $13.6 million. So I already went over the next section, but I'll briefly talk about it again. At the end of 1989, Nicole Brown Simpson claimed that the police had visited her and OJ's house 8 times due to domestic violence, and they didn't do anything about it. On December 31st, she phoned the police stating that OJ was going to kill her, and the police eventually found her in the bushes outside the house. She was badly beaten and half naked. OJ eventually pleaded no contest to spousal abuse. He was given 2 years probation, 120 hours of community service, and he donated $500 to a women's shelter. In 1992, Nicole filed for divorce, claiming differences. And in 1993, Brown and Simpson tried to make it work again. But Nicole Brown was getting scared because she was saying that he was stalking her wherever she went. He was always around. Was basically acting like a creep. They broke up again permanently in May 1994. The following month, Nicole would be murdered. In total, during the prosecution for the Simpsons trial, there was 62 incidents of abusive behavior by Simpson towards Brown. Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman would be killed on June 12, 1994. A couple days later, on June 17th, OJ was supposed to turn himself in. He didn't turn himself in to the police at 11 a.m. like he was supposed to on that date. The police called OJ's lawyer at the time, Robert Shapiro, who ended up telling the police the address where he was located at. When the officers arrived to the house, OJ was already gone. He had left with his former college and NFL teammate and one of his best friends, Al Cowlings. LAPD declared OJ a fugitive, and the chase was on at 6 p.m. that day. During this time, OJ called 911 from a cell phone inside the infamous white Ford Bronco. The white Ford Bronco did not belong to OJ. This Bronco belonged to his friend Al Cowlings. And they were able to use this phone call to trace his location to the 5 freeway in Orange County. With nearly 95 million people watching, this would be followed by the most important trial captured by television. The trial changed the way the media interacts with the justice system. So many people were watching this trial, they were watching this chase on television, that Domino's Pizza had its busiest day ever. Well, its busiest day ever to that point. Because there were so many people that they did not want to leave to go eat or to make dinner. This chase ended at OJ's home. And after a long-ass standoff that lasted a couple hours, Robert Kardashian, yes, related to those Kardashians, spoke to Cowling to step out of the vehicle and who convinced OJ to put the gun down. OJ Simpson eventually surrendered to the police, but not before the juice man could talk to his mom on the phone, and one last request, to have a glass of juice. This is also the place where the bloody glove was found in the yard by Detective Runham, a racist detective who had a horrible history, who, by the way, just lost his license or certification. A bloody sock would be found at the edge of OJ's bedroom. This sock had his blood and Nicole's blood. Later on, the Dream Team would argue that the sock was planted on purpose. And fibers on that glove matched the carpeting in OJ's Bronco. There was traces of OJ's blood, Nicole's blood, and Goldman's blood found all over the Bronco. OJ said he must have left this blood behind at Nicole's condo sometime when he was over there playing with his kids. And then the story of how and when he cut his finger kept changing. At first he said it happened in Chicago. Then he said it happened in LA. Then he said it happened in Chicago. We might not never know for sure. But if you're ever in the Brentwood area, I recommend coming over here to see this and to see Nicole's condo. I'd like to thank all the true crime fans, all the horror fan TV fans, all the horror fanatics for watching this. Subscribe for more videos. Music by Final Girl Synth. Just watch out for the links in the description. Catch you guys at the next location.